Okay, and then settle into your comfortable seated position or laying down position, whatever you choose. Get comfortable in that position. And then when you feel ready, you can close your eyes and start to come to your breath. Just sort of dropping into yourself now. Notice what's there, what's right at the surface. And what's the dominating feeling, sensation, emotion, whatever, what's there. And just acknowledging, not trying to change anything necessarily. Except now begin to deepen your breath a little bit more. So breathing through your nose on the inhale and the exhale if you can. Directing your breath to fill up first your belly or the bottom of your lungs, then the middle of your chest and middle of your back, and then upper back and the top of your chest, top of your shoulders. Exhaling from the opposite direction from the top of your shoulders all the way down to below your belly button. And just breathing in this way, inhaling, filling up. And exhaling, emptying out completely. So there'll be a number of challenging aspects in today's class. And if at any time you feel like you need to take a second, I'll give different options to make things more accessible. And that's why we may or may not choose to use the blocks or the straps. But the theme for today is to take what you need. So as you're moving through the poses that I am giving, really honoring what it is that you need from class today. And for some of us, some of these poses really represent a certain way of feeling. Like when you put in your body in a certain position, there's a feeling around it. Like this, it's different to open your arms wide than it is to hold your arms closely across your chest, tightly across your chest. So just noticing as you're moving through the poses to really take what you need from those poses that embody whatever that intention is. We'll continue to breathe deeply here for a moment, just centering ourselves and really starting to think about what that means for us today, right now in this moment, what we need. You know, it's always changing, fluctuates. You can even begin here by taking what you need from the breath. Do you need the breath to help you calm down, or do you need that breath to help you become focused? Do you need the breath to help you get some energy to do this class? To help clear your mind or to help you focus on what it is you are thinking about? Take a moment here to do Samavriti Pranayama, sort of same-sided breath or the same length breath. So we'll take a 5-second inhale and then pause for 5 seconds. Then we'll exhale for 5 seconds. And then we'll hold that exhale for 5 seconds. So after we're done counting the 5 on the exhale, you'll stop exhaling and just hold for 5. Okay, so beginning with a cleansing breath, you're gonna take a deep inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So go ahead and do that. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. And then the rest is all through your nose. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do this last round on your own. Okay, and come back to your deep breathing. And sense any changes that might be occurring. And then find your way to your yoga mat if you're not already on it, and take child's pose at the end of your mat with your big toes together and your knees wide. Stretch your arms straight ahead. Really stretch them so that your elbows aren't resting on the ground, and press your palms down. Stacia, I know you just sort of arrived, so just making sure that you have maybe a block or something to use as a block, and then a strap or something to use as a strap, okay? So really stretch your arms forward. Reach your arms ahead so that your elbows are no longer touching the ground, and press your palms down, press your fingertips down. And on your next inhale, come up to hands and knees and look straight ahead. And then as you exhale, rock back, push down and forward with your hands, bring your hips back to your heels, you're back to child's pose. And inhale, once again, come forward to hands and knees. Exhale, rocking back to child's pose. We'll do this just a couple times. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And again, inhale forward. Exhale back. And then walk your upper body over to the right. And press your palms down. Let your forehead rest on the floor between your arms. And breathe into the left side of your rib cage. And then staying low to the ground, go over to the left. Your arms stretching forehead or forward, rest your forehead on the ground and breathe. And then come back to child's pose. Take a breath. On your next inhale, come up to quadruped position. Knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders. In fact, take your hands a little wider than shoulder distance apart. And line your feet up with your knees. Take your right hand to the back of your head. Push your head into your right hand. And then as you inhale, turn your chest open to the right. Push your left hand down and to the left. And then as you exhale, turn toward the floor. Bring your right elbow toward your left wrist. And then inhale, open up again. Push your head into your hand as you twist open to the right. And exhale, twist down to the left. Bring your right elbow towards your left wrist. And keep going like this. Inhaling to open up. And exhaling to twist. Keep it up to your own breath. Deep breaths. Maybe even if you choose, you could be breathing with Ujjayi Pranayama if you're familiar with that and you like that. Otherwise, just nice, long, slow breaths. One more time. Inhale, open up. And then exhale. This time when you twist underneath yourself, go ahead and reach your right arm underneath you to the left. Place your right arm on the ground. Place your right ear on the ground. So it's the back of your right hand pushing down. Hips over knees. Yes. Breathe nice, slow, deep breaths here. And the more you push your arm into the ground, the deeper you might feel this. You could even use your left hand pressing down to sort of push you further into the pose, deeper into the twist. Final breath here. Bring your left hand back underneath you so it supports you. Push down into your left hand to come out. Your right hand a little wider than your right shoulder. Spread your right fingers out and press down the back of your, or put your hand on the back of your head. Left hand, push your head into your hand and then begin these twists. So you're gonna open your chest up to the left. Look to the left. Use your right hand pushing down and to the right to twist open. And then as you exhale nice and slow, you're gonna drop down and twist to the right, bringing your left elbow towards your right wrist. And then inhale, open back up. And exhale, twist. And go at your own pace here. So we usually do this with our arms straight, like the left arm would be straight. And that's a great way to do this. But the emphasis tends to be more on the arm reaching when we have our arm outstretched like that. And this places the emphasis way more on the twisting action of your spine. And it's actually, if you haven't noticed, a little harder to do it this way. Keep pushing your head back into your hand. Push your right hand down firmly the entire time. The hand that supports you needs to press into the floor. You're gonna open up one more time. And then as you exhale, you can reach now your left arm underneath you. You place the back of your left hand on the ground. If you keep your right hand where it is, lay the left side of your head on the ground. You can use your right hand, pressing down and to the right to help move your shoulder and make you more into the twist. That might not be necessary to feel the things that this pose has to offer. Just an option. Breathe deeply here. You don't want to overstretch. That really won't be serving us, especially once we're done. Take a few more deep breaths here. One more. Using your right hand, you're going to push down to lift yourself up and come onto your belly. Okay, so that twist is more centered on our upper spine. This twist is going to be a little bit more focused on our lower spine, but a really great stretch for our chest too. You can take your arms out to the side, making cactus arms. So your elbows are in line with your shoulders, palms on the floor. Bring your feet together. And then roll over onto your right side and step your left foot back behind you. Right ear is on the ground. And basically this is the twist. It's really not that fancy, but you should feel it. You'll probably feel it more in your lower back than you did the last twist. You're going to breathe deeply here, receiving the deep stretch across the front of your chest on the right side and the twisting action in your lower back. One more long inhale and exhale. And then roll onto your belly. And for a moment, you're just gonna lay there. You can keep your elbows in the, or your arms in the cactus shape. Rest your left cheek on the ground. Take a big breath into your lower back. And then once again, bring your feet together. Roll onto your left hip, your left side. Step your right foot back behind you onto the floor. Yeah, and then that's sort of it. You might use your right hand on the ground more out in front of you with your elbow bent as a little kind of kickstand if you need. But this is a fairly sloppy pose. Not a lot of alignment cues for this one. Just breathing deeply here, receiving a stretch at the front of your left chest and into your lower back. Notice how your breath changes. Just feel and notice the parts of you that are experiencing the most sensation. One more breath. Okay, slowly roll onto your belly. And again, you're just gonna rest here for a moment. You can rest your arms at your side now. You turn the opposite cheek to the floor. Take a deep breath into your lower back. Place your hands down next to the sides of your ribs so that the heel of your hands is pretty much lining up with your lower ribs and your fingers are underneath the front of your shoulders. Squeeze your inner elbows in slightly, stretch your legs back, and press the top of your feet down, press your knees down. When you inhale, come up to a kneeling plank position. It's your plank pose, but knees are on the ground. Okay, stop there, take a breath, look forward. You're gonna, just a little bit, put your tailbone toward the floor to activate your belly a little more. Now tuck your toes. Push up to plank pose, so lift your knees up. And then once again, take a breath and do a little pointing of your tailbone. This time point your tailbone towards your ankles. And now come into down dog by pushing your hands down and forward and lifting your butt up. And then walk in place in down dog. And continue to breathe your deep breaths. Take another breath there in down dog as you walk in place. Use those steps to walk all the way to the back of your hands or as close as you can get. Once you're there, take your feet hip distance apart or slightly wider. As you inhale, lift your chest, look forward, keep your knees bent. As you exhale, fold forward, let your head hang. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, lift your belly, lift your chest, look forward. As you exhale, bring your belly down, your chest down, then your head. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. This time, come all the way up. Inhale, lift up. As you do, reach your arms out and up. Bring your palms together overhead, look up. And then exhale, turn to your left as you reach your arms out and down. So let your hips and your shoulders turn. And then inhale, come back up as you turn to center. Bring your palms together overhead. Exhale, turn your chest and your hips to the right and bring your arms down. Yep, and then inhale, come back to center. We'll do that a few times. Exhale, twisting to the left as you bring your arms all the way down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right as you bring your arms all the way down. And keep going. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Last time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back up, bring your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees. Inhale, lift halfway up, look forward. And then exhale, step your right foot back, bring your right knee down. Step your left foot out a little bit wider than your hip. And then both hands on the inside of your foot. So left hand is on the inside of your left foot. All right. You can have your right toes curled under or not, whatever suits you. We're gonna inhale here, let your hips drop a little bit. Your left knee might come forward of your ankle, that's okay. And then exhale, bring your hips back and lift your left toes as you fold forward. Your left knee can stay a little bent. Inhale, coming forward, lift your chest, look up. And exhale, rocking back. Lift your left toes, left knee unbends a little bit or a lot. Inhale, rock forward, lift your chest, look up. And exhale, rock back. Just a few more of these, just to help warm up our hips and our legs. Okay, come forward. Bring your left foot back. Step your right foot forward. So same thing, just a few runner's lunges. You can have your left toes curled under or not. Do the same thing with that back foot that you did on the first side. Right foot is a little bit wider than your right hip. Just have a wider stance than usual for this. As you inhale, lift your chest, look up. And then exhale, bring your hips back. Lift your right toes up. Your right knee can stay fairly bent as you fold forward. Okay, inhaling forward, foot on the floor. Lift your chest, look up. Exhale, hips come back. Right knee unbends. Lift your right toes, fold forward. And then do pretty much the opposite as you inhale, coming forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more just like that. Okay, come forward, place your palms on the floor, step your right foot back. Walk your knees back so that you are in kneeling plank position. So your knees are behind the line of your hips, and you have to use your arms to support you more here. Hands, wrists a little wider than shoulders, but pretty much underneath them. Tuck your tail slightly, lift your low ribs. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, tuck your toes, push up to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, push back to down dog. Take a breath in down dog. Good. Exhale, step your right, actually left foot to the outside of your left hand. Okay, inhale here, look forward. Exhale, lift your butt up really high so that your left knee unbends a little bit or a lot, and then lift your left toes up. So this is kind of like the runner's lunges that we were just doing, but now we're no longer kneeling. So you're gonna inhale, let that left foot come down, your hips are gonna drop a little, look forward. You might even try to do a back bend with your chest. Exhale, lift your hips up super high, almost like down dog. Lift your left toes. Unbend your left knee a little or a lot. And then drop back down, inhale, look up. Exhale, lift your hips, straighten-ish or a lot, that left leg, lift your left toes. And one more of those, inhale. And exhale. Okay, step back to down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Not even sure if we did that on the first side, but that's okay. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And a little runner's lunges without your back knee resting. So inhale here, and then exhale, lift your butt up like down dog, lift your right toes off the floor as you sort of fold a little bit. Doesn't have to be much. Inhale, right foot comes down, lift your chest, yep, and then exhale, lift your hips, lift your right toes, unbend your right knee a little or a lot, but do what you need, take what you need. A couple more times to your breath. Really use your hands as you're doing this. Push your palms down, push your fingertips down. Good, and then step back to down dog. Okay, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, fold over your legs, let your head hang. Inhale, reach out and up as you stand up. Bring your palms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Okay, stand at the top of your mat with your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Bend your knees a little. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward towards your right thumb. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, lift up for warrior one. Good, you could do warrior one with your hands together or apart. Look straight ahead, front knee over your ankle. Back foot is to a diagonal to the back of your mat. So your back big toe, your left big toe should be sort of pointing at that left front corner of your mat. All right, spin onto the ball of your left foot, lift your left heel high. And then bring your belly down toward your thigh. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your chest up. And then exhale, fold forward towards your thigh. Feel how much your right glute has to work there. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, fold forward. This time, place your hands on the floor or blocks. You want your hands to be about a foot in front of you. Bend your back knee. You're going to push off that back foot to come to a warrior three variation with your hands on the floor or blocks. Okay, stay there. Take a breath. Lift your back thigh. And now turn your left foot out to the left. Keep your right knee a little bent. And then bring your left hand to your left hip. Start to turn your chest open to the left. As you do, pull your right outer hip straight back so we end up in half moon pose for a moment here. Lift your left arm up. Don't worry if you're falling. We're going to try this a couple times. Okay, and then bring your left hand back down to the floor or a block. Turn your left toes toward the ground again so your hips even out. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Turn your chest open to the right. Either keep your hand on your hip or reach your right arm up. Take a breath. Excellent, look down. Bring your right hand down to the block or the floor. Bend your right knee. Put your left foot on the floor. Hands to the ground. If they're on blocks, step back to plank. Bring your feet together in plank pose. Come onto the pinky side edge of your left foot or bring your left knee to the ground for side plank. So feet stacked or bottom knee on the floor for balance. Lift your right arm up. Good, take a breath. Bring your right hand down. Come back to plank. Push back to down dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Okay, left side, inhale, lift your left foot up. Exhale, step your left foot towards your left thumb. Drop your back heel to the floor, getting ready for warrior one. As you inhale, rise up. Reach your arms up, hands either shoulder distance apart or palms together. Back foot is to a diagonal to the back of your mat. Right big toe is pretty much facing that right corner of your mat in the front. Turn your chest forward. Keep your left knee over your ankle. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, spin to the ball of your right foot. Lift your right heel up really high. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, fold forward over your thigh, front thigh. And then inhale, rise back up. Pull back from your belly, your chest, your heart, reach up. Exhale, do a little fold. Good job. One more like that. Inhale, rise back up. Feel your left hip working. We want to keep that left hip engaged, just like that. Exhale, fold one more time. This time, catch the floor or your blocks. And take your time here, no rush. Bend your right knee. And you're going to push off your right foot to help you come onto your left. Keep your left knee a little bent for balance. And then pull your left outer hip straight back. Lift up from your right thigh. Take a breath here in warrior three variation. And first, regular half moon. And you're going to turn your right foot out to the right. Start to stack your right hip up over the top of your left. If you have a hard time balancing here, you might even just keep your hands on the blocks for this. Otherwise, take your right hand to your right hip. Right knee could be a little bent for balance there. Keep pulling your right sitting bones straight back. And then maybe right arm comes up. Take a breath, no matter where you are. Good, and then bring your right hand down, nice and slow. Turn your right toes to the floor. This is revolved half moon pose. Start by turning your chest a little bit more to the left. Keep your right hip the same height as your left. And then maybe left hand to hip, maybe left arm in the air. But even just turning your chest is a hard thing to do. Take another breath. Awesome. Bring your left hand down. Start to bend your left knee. Bringing your right foot to the floor, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Woo! Bring your feet together. And then come to the pinky side edge of your right foot, or bring your right knee to the ground. From there, lift your left arm up for modified side plank or side plank. One more deep breath there. Bring your left hand down. Come to plank pose. Woo, push back to downward facing dog. Good, and breathe. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Bend your knees, look forward. Hop or step forward. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms out and up as you stand. And exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Okay, so this might be the part where you want a strap. And if a strap is just gonna help you grab your foot, but if that's not enough, you might need also a wall or even the back of a chair to put your hand on for balance. So we're going toward these balancing poses now. See if we can incorporate some of the aspects of these into our little sequence. Okay, so start with your feet together. Have your strap in your right hand. And place your hands on your hips. And then bend your knees. Cross your right ankle over your left knee so that you are in figure 4 position. And then sit down a little bit lower. Good. Holding here. Okay, so usually when we're in these sort of squatting position, our chest really comes forward like it is for most of us right now. Sit even lower. Yes. The lower you sit, the more your chest wants to come forward to sort of counterbalance here. All right, take that strap. You're gonna put it around the ball of your right foot. And then start to push into the strap with your right foot and pull with your right hand. Place your left hand on your left hip. To stand up, you want to think about actually sort of like your tailbone has an anchor on it. That anchor is going to drop down so that your chest can lift up a little bit more lightly. Keep pushing your foot into the strap. Kick straight ahead. Straight ahead. Take a breath there. Really pull your left hip in toward the socket. Stand a little taller. And now turn your right toes out to the right slowly. Bring your leg out to the right. Excellent job. Last breath. Okay. Bend your right knee and you're going to bring it back to that figure 4 position. Sit low. Take the strap off of your foot. And then stand all the way back up. Bring your right foot down. Yep. All right, so same thing. Left side. Bend both knees. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. On my left side, I always have to pull my foot up my thigh. There's nothing wrong with like manual adjustments. Use your hands to get into these poses. Don't necessarily force them, but if there's a way to make it easier, then take the strap to the ball of your left foot. Hold the strap firmly, push your foot into the strap and pull with your hand, right hand on your right hip. And once again, it's like your tailbone has an anchor. This makes it easier for your chest to lift as it goes down. Woo, and then kick your left foot straight ahead. Hold there, pull your right hip in firmly as you stand tall. And nice and slow, start to turn your left foot out to the left. Stretching your leg out to the side. Keep that strong push and pull with your hand, right hip in. So this is basically half moon pose or side plank pose, more like. Okay, take another deep breath. Come back. Cross your ankle. Feel the burn in that poor right hip. Sit down for a moment. Good. And then you can take that strap off. Stand up. Okay. So one more little aspect. We're not going to use our strap. We're going to use that crazy chair position or figure 4 position again, and hold a twisted variation of the pose. So start with your feet together, hands on hips. Sit down into chair. You can let your chest be fairly forward here, especially if it helps you to get lower. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your right toes towards your shin. Alrighty, so this might look different for each of us. You're gonna start to turn your chest toward the left, nice and slow. You can bring your right hand to your right heel and push them into each other. See if that helps you twist a little more. Once you have that, bring your hands together in front of your heart if you can, or if holding your heel helps you balance, stay there. And then bringing your right elbow toward the bottom of your right foot. Just get as close as you can. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Unwind from the pose and stand up. So these are major hip burners. You might have a sore butt, sore obliques tomorrow. You're welcome. Start to sit a little lower. Left side, left ankle lifts up. The higher your ankle is on your thigh, the less likely it's gonna sort of like fling out in front of you. So use your hands to pull your leg up on either side. Whatever side you're practicing, that usually works. Now start to twist. So do it just your chest. Remember those like things that we were doing with our elbow coming in and out. See if you can feel that feeling here of turning your chest. Then place your left hand on the bottom of your left heel and push them together. See if that helps you twist a tiny bit more. Then hands together in front of your heart. Oh, and then maybe elbow toward the bottom of your left foot. Both sides are totally different. Take another breath. And then unwind. Oh. So maybe that'll make our standing pose seem a little easier, standing pose sequence. You can shake out your legs if you need to. If you've got blocks, get them ready up toward the top of your mat. And let's do this. All right, so stand tall here. Start with your feet together. As you inhale, reach your arms out and up. Bring your palms together, overhead, look up. And then exhale, keep your hands together, sit down in chair. Inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Exhale here. Okay, as you inhale, come to crazy chair. Lift your right foot, cross your ankle, sit low. So there's your, we'll take one more breath here. Okay, like a ninja, you're gonna inhale, lift this right leg up, and exhale, circle it around for warrior 2. Reach your arms out to the side. Facing the right, your left leg is forward, left knee over your ankle. Warrior 2, back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Take another breath here. Okay, on your next inhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Stretch and straighten your left leg. And then fold over your left thigh. You can bring your hand to the block on the outside of your foot. Reach your right arm straight up. Push down into both feet. Nice long, slow breaths. So this is a more traditional way to come into half moon pose. Look down. You're going to travel with your block if you have one. Bend your left knee. Reach your left hand forward. And like we did, kind of bend that back knee and push off your back foot to get you into half moon. Hopefully it wasn't too big of a push because that will knock you off balance. Okay, lift your your right leg a little higher. Take a breath. And then look down turn your right toes toward the floor. Bring your right hand to the other block on the ground underneath your shoulder. And start to turn your chest toward the left. You could do hand on back of the head, hand on your hip, or left hand reaching up. One more inhale and exhale there. Look down, bend your left knee, plank pose. Okay, bring your feet together. Side plank on the left side, so pinky side edge of your left foot or left knee to the floor. Lift your right arm up. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, come back to plank. Bring your right knee towards your chest. Inhale there. Exhale, kick your right foot out to the left for fallen triangle pose. Come to the big toe side of your left foot. So it's like side plank, but your bottom foot is kicked out in front of you. Lift your left arm up. Take a breath. As you exhale, twist toward the floor. Bring your left hand down, step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling here. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your chest, look ahead. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, reach out and up as you stand. Bring your palms together, overhead, look up. Good, and then exhale, sit back down to chair pose, feet together. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, crazy chair at the left ankle over the top. Good, we'll pause here, take a breath, get your balance. Okay, this is such a strange step back. But just channel your inner ninja energy. Okay, so nice and slowly take a deep inhale, lift your left knee up. And then as you exhale, rotate, step back to warrior two. Really asking a lot from our hips. Very novel movement there. Reach your arms out to the sides for warrior two. And take a breath and just be still for a moment. You look down and be able to see your right big toe. If you can't, you know, push your right knee out to the right a little bit more. Last breath. Triangle pose. As you inhale, straighten your right leg. And then exhale, side bend to triangle. So bring your hand to a block on the outside of your foot. Underneath your shoulder, reach your right arm straight up, left arm straight up. Again, big breaths here, taking your time to breathe and feel the pose, feel your feet in the pose. Notice how the pose makes you feel. Getting ready for another pose that makes you feel things. You're gonna look down, bend your right knee, and you even bend your left knee. You're gonna push off that left foot to sort of help you launch forward for half moon. It's slightly easier to balance if that block or your hand on the floor is a little wider than your shoulder. Turn your chest open to the left, reach your left arm up, lift your left foot up. Good. And then look down. Slowly coming to warrior three. Bend your right knee, bring your left hand to the block, turn your left toes down. And then from here, really pull your right outer hip straight back. Try to keep your hips in line with each other, even as you turn your chest to the right. You can bring your right hand to the back of your head, to your hip, or lift it up for revolved triangle. Not triangle, revolved half moon pose. Another breath. Okay, looking down. Bring your right hand down, bend your right knee, step back for plank. Take a breath in plank pose, bring your feet together. Okay, this time coming to the pinky side edge of your right foot. Lift your left foot up, or left hand up. Actually, sorry, left foot, lift your right hand up. I'm forgetting. And you guys can't yell at me, I can't hear you, which is not cool. Wait, maybe it is right hand. Do the side you didn't do last time. And then return to plank. Bring your left knee into your chest. And then kick your left foot out to the right. Come to the big toe side of your right foot. Lift your right hand up. So fall in triangle with the right, well, both feet are on the floor. I'm just gonna stop there. I'm not gonna confuse you any further. One more breath. And then bring your right hand down. Excellent job. Back to plank. Take a deep inhale. Push back to down dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lift your chest, look straight ahead. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, reach out and up as you stand tall. And exhale, bring your arms to your sides. I think that will conclude the standing pose section of class. Let's sit down. Vadakanasana, please. If you like to do Vadakanasana up on blankets or blocks or whatever that is, you might grab that now. Okay. I'm bringing the bottom of your feet together. Interlace your fingers around your toes. Pull your chest away from your thighs. Stretch the outside part of your legs toward the ground. Even think about growing your knees further out to the sides. And then from here, inhale, pull your chest up and look up. And then exhale, bend your elbows toward you as you fold forward. And let your head hang there once you've folded as far as you'll go. And drop back into your deep breathing. And on your next inhale, lift your head. As you exhale, sit all the way up. Okay. Stretch your legs out in front of you, please. Bring your feet together so they're touching. Take your hands back behind you. So they're like 1.5 feet behind you, and turn your fingers to point away from you. This isn't necessarily a back bend. Back bends are usually thought of as being good counter poses for twists because they're such a strong, like symmetrical, usually like both sides are of your spine are being compressed at the same time, whereas the twisting is asymmetrical, one side at a time, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we're gonna do 3 upward facing plank poses. These are sort of difficult for our wrists, they can be. So when we're done with that, we're gonna do a little wrist compression to make it feel better so that you like me again, okay? So squeeze your feet together. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, push your heels down, lift your butt up, and bring your toes to or toward the floor. Keep lifting your chest, push down into your fingertips, head in line with your shoulders. Deep inhale and exhale here. Okay, slowly bring your hips to the floor. Come off of your hands for a moment and do some wrist circles. So a variation of that that's a little bit easier on your wrist is if you do this with your knees bent, feet on the floor. So that could be an option if this is just too much for you, okay? Otherwise, you all start the same way. Hands back behind you, about 1.5 feet. Fingers pointing away from you. Squeeze your legs together. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest first. And then exhale, push your heels down, point your toes to the floor, lift your hips, lift your heart. Another inhale and exhale here. And then bring your hips down. Come off your wrists, little circles. And then this is our final pose before the wrist compression. Hands go back behind you. Take a deep inhale, lift your heart up. And exhale, upward facing bridge. Plank, Another breath. And then bring your hips down. This time you can lay all the way down onto your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. And then push down into your feet to lift your hips up. Slide your hands underneath your butt with your palms on the ground, thumbs touching. So that sort of like the top part of your butt, where basically it's what you would call your hips, are resting on your wrists. Then lift your feet up. And you're gonna just roll gently side to side on your wrists. Okay, from here, you can place your feet back on the floor. If you need to keep doing that, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, put your feet down, lift your hips, stretch your arms out to the side, and then take your legs down. Take up some space on your mat. Close your eyes if you're ready. Start to come into your Shavasana. If you'd like to get something to keep you warm or comfortable as you rest, please feel free. Otherwise, starting to let your deep breathing go. Focus on allowing your full weight of your body to be held by the floor. Getting to bring yourself back now. However that looks for you. And then the next few breaths, find your way back up to your comfortable seated position where you can sit up tall. Reconnect with your deep breathing. See if you served your intention, which was, if you took it, which was actually by intention, but for you to take what you need. Sometimes it's hard to take what we need because we maybe don't know what that is. But hopefully as you are moving and really connecting with your body and yourself, you get the message of what that is. In whatever way you were able to embody that intention and get what you need, let's honor that with our final Om. You can leave your hands as they are, bring them together in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale. Om.